Nation? Hope you are having an awesome Thursday. My name, of course, is Philip DeFranco, and this is where I talk about newsy type stuff and things that matter to me today. And Nation, let's talk about crazy international news, because it's being reported that Kim Jong-un, the leader of North Korea, executed his ex-girlfriend. Well, I guess the correction there is she was executed by a firing squad, but who thought of the firing squad? Who invented both the firing squad and the guns and the bullets? Well, obviously, the glorious leader. The singer is believed to have been executed with other performers on charges of pornography and for being political dissidents after some of them had Bibles in their possession. Reportedly, Kim and Hyun met about 10 years ago before either of them were married, but the dictator's father, Kim Jong-il, demanded that his son end the relationship. Also crazier than the rest of the story, because North Korean law has guilt by association, the family members of those people that have been executed were sent to prison camps. And that was today in North Korea. Then in internet you broke my heart news, you know how everyone was like, Bryan Cranston's gonna be Lex Luthor in Batman vs Superman. Oh my god, I just accidentally inhaled a lethal dose of helium. Well, turns out that's not actually true. Despite the story being picked up by numerous mainstream media outlets, no. Reportedly, the story came from a fan website known for posting stories that are not true just for the hits. And in fact, it's surprising that this story took off, because when you look at the article itself, it says Bryan Cranston signed on to be Lex Luthor in 6 to 10 movies. In the same article, it says that Ben Affleck was going to be Batman in 13 movies. But I guess the main point is, based on these reactions, maybe he should be Lex Luthor. He's a fantastic actor. We only have 5 more weeks with him as Walter White. And I guess the more important part of the story is, don't believe everything you first hear on the internet. That should be a rule for just Joe Blow surfing the internet to, I'd hope, mainstream news media outlet. Then for our daily break from real world type stuffs, I want to give you a mishmash of sexy and cute, which is why I made a gallery and I want to feature Irina Shayk, who modeled bikinis for Beach Bunny. She's a Russian model who's also 27 like me, but has aged far more gracefully. And then this adorable puppy. And then this one who's like, what you saying? And this picture, which looks like the ABC adaptation of The Human Centipede with puppies. And then I thought to myself, you know what's really weird? All those puppies are naked. Which actually gives them something in common with Miranda Kerr, who did a photo shoot for V Magazine. Well, she did go topless in that. It wasn't my favorite photo from the photo shoot. That would probably be this one. And there's a whole gallery of that, but then more puppies, because puppies make everything better. And the main point of that sexy and cute segment is there is none. It's really just a moment to just go, my brain is off and I am looking at something and the world is a very, very nice place. Then in awesome video game news, the official trailer for Grand Theft Auto 5 came out and it looks awesome. It's really only 1 minute, but it does give us 2 main things. How do these guys know each other? It gives us a sliver of that information. Because, you know, when Rockstar says it's a game about 3 guys doing major heists together, you're like, well, why? And the second thing it gives us is a guy with a turret destroying everything. Because really, isn't that what life's all about? Being a man with a turret destroying everything? Or are you the turret that the man is using? Think about it. Don't actually think about that. That would be weird if you resonated with that idea. Then again, we're all really weapons just waiting to be used. What if I just did the entire show like this and acted like things really meant more than they did? Aren't we all really Miranda Kerr? Aren't we all really puppies? No. We're not puppies or Miranda Kerr. Unless Miranda Kerr and or puppies watch the show, in which case, hello. Hello, Orlando Bloom, I say what's up. Then I want to talk about the newest leak we have on the internet thanks to whistleblower Edward Snowden. Snowden, who of course is in Russia hiding out from the US government right now, released something on the black budget. That being the money that was spent on the US government's intelligence gathering operations. The information published in the Washington Post was for the year 2013. This covers the CIA, the NSA, and a bunch of lesser known agencies, and it comes to the total $52.6 billion. If you want to read some of the budget, I'm going to include a link down below to those documents. And if you're wondering which of these organizations received the most money, it's actually not the NSA, it's the CIA with $14.7 billion. A great deal of this money is focused on computer espionage. They call it defensive cyber operations, but it's in general like hacking and sabotaging other countries. Other notable things, the NSA planned to investigate at least 4,000 possible insider threats in 2013. These were cases in which the agency suspected sensitive information may have been compromised by one of its own. The budget documents also show that the US intelligence community has sought to strengthen its ability to detect what it calls anomalous behavior by personnel with access to highly classified material. And then in the documents, where are we spying? Well, reportedly, our priority targets are China, Russia, Iran, Cuba, Israel, Pakistan, and North Korea. And what's actually scary with North Korea is in the documents, reportedly it shows that the US has critical blind spots on where North Korea is with their weapons program and what Kim Jong-un's intentions are. And if you're interested in this sort of stuff, I definitely recommend checking it out in the link down below. It should be noted it's not the 100+ page document. The Washington Post consulted with US officials and they found some of the information might not be best published. So for the most part, the Washington Post is only posting summary tables and charts online. So the fun part with these stories is imagine what they're withholding. And actually, on that topic of US intelligence, I want to go to the final story of the day, and that is Syria. President Obama was talking on PBS, and he said, limited strikes would essentially convince Syrian leaders not to use chemical weapons anymore. And he was confident these limited military strikes would prevent future use of chemical weapons in the country and could possibly be an important step toward preventing Syrian chemical weapons from falling into the hands of terrorists who might use them against America. But Obama also said he has not made a decision yet. Though that is not the case in the UK, where David Cameron backed down and agreed to delay a military attack on Syria following a growing revolt over the UK's rushed response to the crisis. In response to this, White House officials said they respect the British Parliament. Then, on the other side of things, we have Russia sending warships into the Mediterranean. Reportedly, this involves an anti-submarine ship and a missile cruiser. A Navy spokesperson later denied the deployment was linked to events in Syria and said it was part of a long-planned rotation of its ships. And then it brings back to what I connected everything with, intelligence. While Wednesday, President Barack Obama said, "We have concluded that the Syrian government in fact carried these out, and if that's so, there needs to be international consequences." John Kerry calling it undeniable. Reportedly, multiple US officials in reference to this intelligence called it not a slam dunk. That of course brings up the question, if it's not a slam dunk, what is it? I mean, is it a layup? Is it a turnaround fadeaway? Is it a three-point buzzer beater? Is it charging? That silliness in this terrible situation aside, this is the real world. The 100% yes this happened, the 0% no it didn't, that rarely exists, especially in volatile, complicated situations like Syria. Reportedly, intelligence officials are saying they cannot pinpoint exactly where these chemical weapons are, and that Assad could have moved them in the past few days, which is also why they didn't allow the UN in right after. And so that's where the situation is going into Friday and the weekend. Could Russia be doing something? Maybe. If America decides to make key strikes now, they'd probably only be doing this with France. That's where we're going, and guys, that's really everything I wanted to talk about today. Also, I think I'm gonna take a nap soon. But before I do, let me ask you the question of the day. Since Bryan Cranston is not playing Lex Luthor, who should be Lex Luthor? Yeah, we went from serious topic to lighthearted question. Remember to possibly be pelted with $50 worth of stuff from ForHumanPeoples.com. Leave a comment down below. Maybe while you're at it, you hit the like button, favorite, subscribe. And of course, a big thanks to the sponsor of today's show, Netflix.com/PhillyD. You use that URL, you get a free month in streaming movies, and it helps out the show. But of course, as always, my name's Philip DeFranco. You've just been filled in. I love your faces, and I'll see you Saturday with the movie club, and then Monday to do this whole thing again.